Welcome back to the KSS YouTube channel. On today's episode, we're going to be talking eBay turbo kits. Specifically a 1 year-ish review. Let's say a 1 season review. On the 7th gen, it's a eBay RSX turbo kit for an Acura RSX. So we're going to go with the pros and the cons and suggestions and what I did and what to do if you're going to do an eBay turbo kit. Okay, so the first pro is that it's bolt-on, mostly. You can put the piping, this is, like I said, an RSX kit, and I put it into a 7th gen, which I had to do some micmacking. Everything fit well, pretty much, especially for not the right car, like I said. So that's one pro. The second pro is that it's an all-in-one kit, and that's, again, going to be mostly. Mine didn't have vacuum lines. It didn't have certain fittings, maybe, like little fittings. But yeah, usually it's just an all-in-one kit. If you could buy it and throw it in without welding, that's the fun part. The other pro is that it works. Obviously, the turbo has not been leaking. No shaft play, or no abnormal. There's always a little bit of shaft play, I'd say. So there's nothing abnormal. I haven't had any problems. Like, nothing's leaking, like I said. The couplers are still good. Like, people were saying that, oh, it's an eBay kit, the couplers are gonna crack in like 2 months. Didn't happen. The fourth pro is that it's easy to install. If this was an actual RSX, it would probably like fit in right away. And when I was talking to people before I bought this kit on forums and Facebook pages and everything, it fit perfectly. So I just took the risk and threw it into the 7th gen. So that was fun. It was easy to install. The last pro, which is kind of, it depends on the seller on your eBay, like who you're, like the name underneath, the person you buy it from. Ease of returns. I had one issue, was the blow-off valve. And actually, funny story, it's on Aiden's car. Yep. The one that came with my kit is on Aiden's car, which had a different flange. It's a SSQV, like it's a HKS replica. That's the style that was on it, and obviously that's not a 2-bolt. Mine was a 2-bolt on the flange on the intercooler piping. So I needed a new blow-off valve. The blow-off valve doesn't make sense. It's not the same thing. I sent pictures. He's like, no problem. He just sent me this one, and I actually got to keep the other one. So Aiden has it on his car right now. And the seller was, I believe, it was like, they're tied in with Godspeed Project in, I believe, California. And the name was Racing in Paradise. That's the seller name on eBay. So maybe go with them if you're going to buy an eBay kit. All right, so I think that's pretty much the pros and what was good about the kit. I have just as many cons. So the value for money. We were actually doing this like 2 weeks ago. We calculated how much it was to build a kit, which is what Aiden did. He bought his piping separately, his turbo separately, his manifold separately.
Pretty much everything separately.
Yeah, pretty much everything. You don't get exactly the best value because, like, Aiden has a good manifold, a 1320. It's a Sidewinder. Mine is just the cast one, which you just throw at the back. The flow isn't the best. My piping is 2 1/4 as compared to Aiden, which he had the choice to get a 2.5 piping. So yeah, the value for money. Would I build another kit, or would I buy another kit? No, but we'll get into that later. I got a little point on that after. Another con, you get what you get. You buy the kit. This is the Rev 9 kit, which I should have mentioned way earlier. You get what you get. I got the small turbo, well, the eBay kit turbo, I guess you could say. I got 2.25 piping. I got this blow-off valve. I got the 38mm wastegate, and I got that manifold. You can't just pick and choose, which is like building your own kit. You can't do that. So you get what you get, which isn't fun. You can't mix and match. Some stuff may be different than pictured. On the picture, on the Rev 9 kit, there's the turbo, the piping, everything. And there was ways of how the piping could go. Like, there was one way the piping could go from underneath kind of thing, and mine goes on the top, and I was like missing a piping. I counted all the pipes, the intercooler pipes, and I emailed, I said, listen, I'm missing some piping. I'm not sure if it's gonna fit. This was before I installed it. And he said, oh, this is an old picture, we're sorry, but there was 2 ways to do the piping before. This is how we sell it now. It's just this way. Whatever, it works and it fits, but I didn't get exactly what was pictured. There was no vacuum lines, like I said before, and a couple fittings and this and that, so that wasn't fun. Not the most power, another con. I can't really do the most power with that cast manifold. It's really restrictive. There's no exhaust scavenging coming from that exhaust manifold, which exhaust scavenging is one cylinder making power, or like exhaust, and then that exhaust sucking out the other one, like another cylinder's exhaust, aka making it more easier to flow. So that cast manifold is not the best flow, so I'm not going to get the most power. that turbo is small. I'm not gonna make the most power. The piping is 2.25 compared to 2.5 or 3-inch. It's not the best. The intercooler is kind of small. I'm not going to get the most power. So there's multiple things that like make it that it's not going to make the most power, but just keep that in mind if you're going to buy a kit, that you're not going to be, you can't just take an eBay kit and say, yeah, I'm gonna 700, 800 horsepower. That's not going to happen. Maybe 300, 350, maybe hit 400 probably, which is what I've been hearing and what I've been told. And I remember when I went to the dyno, I said, listen, I want like 400, 450. He's like, we're not going to get over 350 with that eBay kit. I'm like, okay. So yeah, you're not going to get the most power. The last con is the oil line kit. I didn't like it. Do a sandwich plate. The universal kit that came with it was just a NPT fitting, which actually the block is BSPT. It'll fit with Teflon tape. It won't leak, but it's not the same thread. I couldn't even spin it because K28-2s have an oil cooler, and the cross, it was like a T kind of thing. It had 4 ports. I couldn't even turn it because the oil cooler was in the way, and I couldn't even spin it on. So that sucked, and I had to move to a sandwich plate, which I actually preferred. I got a block sandwich plate in my case, and then you can just adapt it to the oil filter, put your oil filter on, and then you have your 2-3 ports for oil, so you're good. Now, suggestions, and what I did was eBay kit. This Rev 9 one, it came up to my door to $1,500 plus like $500-600 ship. It was like $2,200. There was the EMUSA, which is actually what Owen did on his Del Sol. Some of the products were different. So the cheapest, you'll actually get even worse of a product, or worse of a product. Yeah, the Rev 9 was the second price, which was it's the same shape as the EMUSA kit, but there's some differences. Like the wastegate isn't the same. The turbo actually says Rev 9 on mine, but it's almost the same kit, but there's some, like, it's all made in the same Chinese factory, but there's some little differences. And the oil line, I remember the return line on Owens, which was EMUSA, and my Rev 9 was way thicker on the Rev 9. Like, it was an actual like an oil line kit that you get off Amazon with the nice like black line, braided line. Owens was really flimsy, and it wasn't nice. The fittings weren't nice. That's the problem. Don't get the cheapest. Now, name brand electronics, my fuel pump, my ECU, my fuel pressure regulator, my injectors, map sensor, all that is name brand actual stuff. The regulator is AEM, my fuel pump is AEM, fuel injector clinic injectors, map sensor is Hondata, name brand stuff. All the electronics that actually like is the brain of the car, I made sure that was name brand, because I didn't want cheap stuff and then it doesn't send fuel. I burn out a cylinder, or all 4 cylinders. Map sensor, I wanted good readings. I wanted good data on my ECU. I wanted a good ECU, so I spent, I think we spent like $3,000 that day, so like $1,100 each on K-Pros. So I spent all the good money on good electronics, the fuel pump and everything, like I said. And for the seller, like I said, look at the seller ratings. The first kit I was looking at was the EMUSA, and I'm not sure what their name was, I don't remember, but they were in Indiana, and I was talking to them, and it took them like 10 years to answer me on emails and like details on stuff. We're not shipping to Canada right now. We have problems with this. Oh, it's stuck here. Like, we're not gonna get our kit, and like it's not gonna ship out till January 2032. So just a bunch of excuses. Make sure you got a good seller. Like, look in the 90%, I guess, seller feedback, positive feedback. Now, the last thing, would I do this again? No, I would not do this. Building your own kit is way better, like what Aiden did. We calculated it. Mine, like I said, was $2,200. Aiden was like $2,250 after we calculated everything he did. I would build your own kit. The only way I would suggest this is if you have no choice, like you have no welder. Like, I just threw mine in. I had to buy maybe a couple like different couplers to fit stuff because it's not the right chassis for this kit. But I didn't have access to a welder, so I was like scared. I was like, oh, I can't build a kit. I was broke, so I didn't. Just threw in the kit, and it worked. But if you have access to a welder, please build your own kit. But does it work? Yes. Does it make power? Yes. Will it make the most power? No. And is it the best value for your money? No. So would I do this again? No. But for an eBay kit that's fun, it's a fun car. It's 12.9 proven.
Yeah, it does 12 seconds.
12.9 with slicks at the track. So it's fun. But no, we're updating parts. Actually, if you guys have seen on the Instagram, the new turbo is in for this thing. We're going to be installing that very soon. Updating the downpipe and a coupler to put onto the piping. But it's going to be the same turbo as Aiden, GT 3582. And yeah, so that's going to be fun. But yeah, that was the eBay review, or 1 year almost review for the eBay turbo kit for an RSX. But let's say it's for all Hondas-ish. Right before we close the video out, we're going to show you an update we did to the 7th gen. A little electronic update. We made a rolling anti-lag, which is very fun, especially in second. It's tapped off my windshield washer button, or yeah, switch, and you just pull it back, and at 51 to 5500 RPM, I've been deciding what it is. I pull that, and it just launches you at 10 pounds, so it's really fun. And we came, actually, for this video, we came all the way to Mexico, and we found some dart, and we raced him. So we're gonna have that shot, and yeah, so we'll add that in, and we'll see you in the next one.
Oh, I think he got him. He got him. Let's go.
Welcome back to the KSS YouTube. Why am I going like this? Fucking yo.